Welcome back at 7:13. May is National Stroke Awareness Month. Healthcare workers and heart organizations come together during this month to raise awareness about the signs and symptoms of stroke. The CDC says stroke is a leading cause of death in the U.S. and a major cause of serious disability for adults. Dr. Sheryl Martin-Schild, the Medical Director of Neurology and Stroke at Touro, joins us this morning to discuss. Doctor, good morning. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So let's first talk about what it is that happens to your brain during a stroke.
The brain is the computer for our body, and the brain depends on oxygen as its source of energy, and that depends on blood flow. So if there's a disruption in blood flow to part of the brain, whatever special function that part of the brain has stops working.
And that affects everything. So let's get to the signs and symptoms. There are some really key ones that you should look out for. And you guys use an acronym FAST or FAST to help people remember them. Let's go over each letter.
Well, you better be fast when you're having a stroke. So the B stands for a sudden problem with your balance or dizziness. E is any sudden problem with eyesight. The F is any sudden problem with a movement or sensation in your face. A is for appendage, so any sudden weakness, numbness, or clumsiness that happens in any of your arms or legs that happens suddenly. The S is speech, any sudden problem with your speech. And T is for terrible headache and to remind you that it's time to act.
So be fast. And you mentioned a couple of those, and let's just go over those a little bit. Speech, I know people may think, but that speech issue, it's very, very noticeable, right? It's not like,
It actually can be subtle.
Oh, it can be, okay.
But if it happens suddenly, then it's a sign that you need to act by getting help emergently.
And what should you do if you or someone you know is having any of those signs or symptoms? What should you be doing?
The single most important thing is to recognize and respond by calling 911. Every single minute matters during a stroke, and we have powerful treatment. But every minute that you wait, the effectiveness of that treatment goes down.
So when EMS gets to your home, they have things on hand in the ambulance that can start treating you immediately. It's not going to be a wait till you get to the hospital thing, because you don't have that time, right?
Well, the paramedics will evaluate your signs and your symptoms and determine the severity of your stroke and which hospital is the best destination to receive the care that you need emergently.
That's a really important note right there. Is there anything else you really need people to know and understand about stroke and the dangers that come with it if not recognized and treated immediately?
Everyone can have a stroke. Even a young person who you think has no conditions that increase their risk could have a stroke at any time. So it's important to recognize and respond. You can save someone's life. But most of all, realize that 80% of strokes are preventable.
And let's talk prevention really quickly here.
The most important things are to have perfect blood pressure, perfect blood sugar, perfect cholesterol, not smoke, not drink excessively, get good sleep, and exercise. Exercising 30 minutes a day can greatly reduce your risk of having a heart attack, a stroke, and to becoming demented. And dementia, the second most common cause of that, beyond Alzheimer's, is a stroke.
Wow, that's a good point there. And I also love that you mentioned anyone of any age can have a stroke. You typically associate stroke with older people, and that has never been the case and certainly is not the case, correct?
Well, age increases the risk because you acquire risk factors, but it can still happen to anyone. And to minimize someone's symptoms because you assume they couldn't possibly be having a stroke is a big mistake.
Dangerous. Well, doctor, we appreciate your time this morning. Some really good reminders during this National Stroke Awareness Month. We appreciate you.
Thank you.